Welcome to the world's greatest news and reviews. I am Captain Mal.
And I'm your boy, T-Crawler.
I'm Weapon 2, and I think we can all agree that Batman's good to have in a fight. But if I'm going to be completely honest, my favorite Batman's Moon Knight.
You know what? I was waiting until later, but I knew you were going to bring that up. How dare you, sir? But hey, to you, our tens of fans, thank you for joining us on the 7th episode of the world's greatest podcast. And for those of you watching on the YouTubes, which is hopefully all of you, your eyes do not deceive you again. For the second week in a row, we are joined by a special guest star.
I think second month in a row.
Second month in a row. I mean, it could be the second day, depending on when you're watching this. Who the hell are you?
I think I'm the newest admin.
That is correct.
Yeah, B Banner. That's me.
That is B
Yay.
Banner. Yes,
Yeah.
we're joined
the
by
one,
the
only, the elusive B Banner.
Yeah.
He has been kind of elusive.
Mr. T Crawler loves to pressure me quite a
A
bit.
little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
And to posting
Hello.
on the page, right? And posting on the page.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a PG-13 show, guys. Let's keep it clean. The fuck's wrong with you?
That's the one F-bomb.
That's the one F-bomb we get. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Are you excited?
Very excited.
You already look more excited than, who's the other admin?
Venom?
Than Venom.
Yeah.
Venom
Yeah.
didn't look excited at all.
I'm excited that you're here.
We're all excited. And I
Thank
dare
you.
say producer Harvey, who has graciously sacrificed his headphones for this production, he's excited too. Wave, Harvey. You can't tell, but he's waving. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. So, T. Crawler.
Let's dive right in. So, with B Banner being the newest admin, he's also a top fan, but that's not required for you to be an admin here. It's just, if you aren't, we're going to talk shit about you. That's just what it is. So, speaking of top fan, I'm going to go through. Here's a couple of the newer top fans for the last month.
We got a lot this time, didn't we?
We did, but
Yeah.
I only picked 5. So if your name's not called out, I'm sorry. Just, I could go on and on. Just
Hey, I want to apologize if you're a top fan and you didn't get named yet on the program because we value you all and you're awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize to
say
T.
that.
Crawler right now. That's kind
Wish
of
we had a
kinda
list
harsh.
of all of them.
I had a question about the top. Dan is a top fan.
He was a top fan.
Or he keeps saying that he was a top fan.
So the way that...
So how does that work? 'Cause
So they've changed it. So it used to be when you get the top fan badge, you just had it forever.
Yeah.
Now it appears to be on a week-by-week basis based on how much you
Okay.
comment, like, all that kind of your
Keep
interactivity.
working for it.
So
There you go,
I,
Dan.
I
Keep working
myself
for it.
notice every week I get a notification saying that I'm a top fan. I actually got one for a different page, and I felt like I was cheating. And but then I stopped commenting, and it went away after a week. So it's like, hopefully everybody forgets my infidelity. Hey, DC Universe rocks my world. Looking at you. Okay, let's name some of our top fans, I guess.
here we go with some of the top fans. We got Sean Wilscam. Says that he's been a top fan for about a month. And
You didn't sound very confident in that. Just, he says he has been.
No.
Have we
How much
verified that?
research have you done?
It says
Yeah.
he's been a top fan for a month,
Okay.
but it could change. I don't know. Maybe it's a month and a week. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
At least a month? Are we going with at least a month?
At least a month.
Okay.
Yes,
I
that's
like
what we're
that.
saying.
Okay.
At least-
Yeah!
Thank you, sir. You are awesome.
Mike Humberg has been a top fan for 3 weeks now.
Mike Homburg. Wow.
Okay.
And you guys remember this? And you guys remember this guy from my shout out? Fuck Spoo. Yes, Nathan Spoo is now a top fan.
Hey, wait.
Top fan.
Hey, wait.
Yes.
Wait. On 3.
Way to go, Spoo!
Yes, Spoo.
Hey, on
2
3.
weeks.
Everybody say it. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Fuck Spoo!
All right, it's been 2 weeks for Spoo. Hey, Angie Dittmer.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Angie. Yes, we
Oh,
know that
nice.
you're a top fan, and we're recognizing you right now.
Thanks for
Yeah.
bringing
Way to
that
go.
up on every fucking post, reminding us. We know Drunky Smurf.
Loud
You're a
and
top
proud.
fan.
Hey, her bringing it up in every post will keep her a top fan.
Yeah. She'll get mentioned every week because she talks shit.
And last but not least, we have Justin Feaster, who's been a top fan for about a week now.
Yes.
New top fan. I like it.
Good job.
Congrats.
So we're gonna
Congrats,
go.
everybody.
So, and you know what Captain Mouse says about top fans?
You know, I love all of our fans, but I love our top fans just a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, and here's a couple other shout outs for some people that are on the page. I'm just going to run through these names real quick. It's Joss Prate, Justin Duffy, Tori McLeod, David Chavez, and Shauna Polk.
Yeah,
These are some of the people that are following our Facebook page, and I just want to give you guys some recognition. So
Yeah, some long-term fans there. Names I recognize that comments and like a lot of shit. So, yeah.
Hey, thanks, everybody. Keep it up.
Keep working, and one day you too can be a top fan.
all right, so we're going to just roll on into the polls now.
Let's do it.
All right. So if you guys have been watching, you know that I.
Hang on. B Banner, do you have any specific shout-outs you want to throw out to anybody?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's cool. Glad I stopped T. Crowler for that.
I mean, top fan. If you're not a top fan, let's work towards that.
There you go.
Yes.
We're talking about
Top fans unite.
Scott Simon.
Top fans unite.
Yeah, Scott Simon. Scott Simon. Come on now.
All right, so we're gonna move into the polls. I picked a few polls from since last time we did the podcast. I just picked a few of them that we had out there, and we're gonna go through these. So we got the Harrison Ford sci-fi battle. You have Rick Deckard versus Han Solo, and
Was this a fight or what was this?
it didn't really specify. It just said a sci-fi battle. Like who would you? I guess who would you?
That
choose?
was the two
Weapon C.
Harrison Fords
Yeah, two
in a
Harrison
sci-fi battle against each other.
against
Okay.
each other. Who would you?
Which character was the best in the sci-fi portrayed by Harrison Ford?
Oh, fucking Solo, right? Like
Yeah, I
Solo
voted
won,
Solo.
right? I think
Yeah,
we all
Solo
voted
won,
Solo.
Yeah.
I had
By a landslide?
Yeah.
71% to 29%.
Yeah.
The next one, All Out Brawl.
Well, hang on. Before we move on, I just want to point out that while we figured, right, Solo was going to win that in a landslide. But what's the movie that Rick Deckard's from?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. So that's considered a cult classic, right? And I watched that, pretty recently, and it was okay. I want to say Blade Runner 2049 is a criminally fucking underrated movie. I think that movie is fantastic, and nobody ever fucking talks about it. Just wanted to throw that out.
You
there.
just
Watch
did.
it. Yeah, I
You're
know.
somebody.
I have a platform, and I'm using it. All right, next one.
All right, our next one, All Out Brawl. So this is just a fight between these two. V from Vendetta versus Rorschach.
That was a fucking good one.
Rorschach.
That was a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Watchmen. This was really
Oh,
close.
that one took me a minute.
Really close. Everybody had to think about this one. It was
I think I voted V.
55% for Rorschach and 45% for V.
I don't think. See,
That's close.
Rorschach's not superhuman though. V was shown to have superhuman strength and speed and all that kind of shit. Rorschach's a good fighter, but Ozymandias whipped his ass, and I would think V's on par with Ozymandias. So
Ozymandias whipped everybody's ass. though.
yeah, he did, except for
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan. But I know that was a good one. I think V would win. But
Yeah.
that was a close poll though.
All right, so now we have our next one is the vampire battle. We have Quinlan from The Strain and Celine from Underworld. This was not close at all.
When was this one posted? I missed this one. Was I in the woods during this?
You
might have
in
been.
the woods.
Oh my goodness.
Weapon 2 has been in the woods a lot lately.
I was in the woods.
He's not talking metaphorically. He was actually
Yeah,
camping.
actually in the woods.
He's got a new camper.
I got a new camper.
Yes.
We were at Liar's Cove over the last weekend.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
Liars.
So Celine won this one, 71%. I don't know if it's just because she looks hot.
I was
mean,
saying,
it's Kate Beckinsale.
can we take a minute to appreciate Kate Beckinsale?
take a minute.
Damn. Shh. Moment of silence. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
All right. All right, next one, Zombie Apocalypse. Who's the better leader? You got Tallahassee from Zombie Land
Yes.
and Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
You can't protect him, Rick. You can't prect him.
Can't save them all.
Can't keep him safe. I keep him safe.
Coral.
Coral.
That was great. Tallahassee, come
Tallahassee
on.
won,
Come on.
79%.
He loves what he does.
I picked Rick Grimes because Tallahassee he just goes out and frickin' in a blaze of glory. He doesn't really think
So
much
you
about what
like
he
your
does.
leaders to be like little emo bitches?
I like my leaders to think about
Start
what the
seeing
hell they're
fucking
doing,
ghosts
and
walking
maybe
around the
they might need
prison,
somebody
fucking
to help them
unarmed
out.
when somebody gets attacked. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? People go through different stresses, dude.
that's fine.
Like,
Tallahassee doesn't get stressed out. He just wants his goddamn Twinkies.
He just wants Twinkies.
He just wants his
That's
Twinkies.
whatever.
Who did you get? Who'd you vote for? B Banner.
Definitely Tallahassee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. What is this one? All right, here's our last one. All right, this is Weapon 2. Put this poll out there. All right, there might be
This could
trouble.
be a good one.
Here's a scenario. There might be trouble. We're taking a shuttle down to the surface, and things seem a little sketchy. We need to bring in little muscle. We also need someone with a reputation. Who can handle the situation if it goes bad? Who are we taking, Chewbacca or Worf? You have
Ooh.
a Wookiee or a Klingon?
I missed that one.
I didn't see that one at all.
It was there.
I mean, it's going to be a
A
popularity
lot of
contest.
people voted on it.
It's going to be a popularity contest, so Chewbacca's going to win. But I feel like there's a strong argument for Worf, though.
Yeah, there's-
I agree.
yeah, I think I might go Worf. That's
I voted Chewbacca.
I picked
Chewie.
Worf because him being a Klingon and the warrior. You know,
Well, I feel like reputation, they might both be equal, but I
Would
feel
you
like
tear your arms off, man?
that is true. But I feel like Chewbacca would be quick to
Hundreds
anger
of years
and
old.
snapping versus
a lot of
Worf.
experience.
Worf's a trained warrior. He's got the baton thing or whatever. It's not a baton. What is that thing? The bat lift.
Oh,
He's got a bat
yeah,
lift.
yeah.
And trained warrior, but I feel like he has more composure. I feel like he's not going to go off the deep end fast like Chewbacca would.
yeah, true.
and he could talk.
He's
He's got
getting
a
more
turtle shell
calculated.
head.
He's got
More calculated.
More calculated. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going Worf.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
What was the
It was
percentage?
76% Chewbacca
Ugh,
and
fuck.
24% Worf.
That's not even
Right.
close. Where's all? Do we have
Right.
any Trek fans on our page? The fuck?
That's it for me, guys. That's the...
Hey, thanks for sharing that.
All the
Hey,
polls and shout-outs?
I also want to challenge Hailstorm to become a top fan too. I want to see if she can do
Well,
it.
you would
challenged.
think.
Challenge thrown down.
Challenge.
I mean, I'm not saying you just called her out, but
I
you
called her.
kinda
I just
did.
called her out.
You would think, considering who her favorite person is, she would just be one already.
That's debatable.
It changes day to day.
All right, guys, you want to talk about some news?
Sure.
Want to go around the internets and see some stories that I found? All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is D23. So I know that came out, about a month ago. But again, time into the podcast and all that, we didn't get a
Right
chance
after
to
we
talk
did
about
our
last
previous
one.
podcast. Yeah.
All right, so the big Marvel news that came out was in the no shit Sherlock announcement of the bunch. Black Panther 2 is coming out. I mean, sure, you didn't think that was going to happen.
Right.
But the cool stuff that got announced was Disney Plus is getting some more streaming series, which would include She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we have our resident Marvel fan here, our super expert, and B Banner. You know your shit also.
He sure does.
You've thrown some stuff out there, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, I didn't even know that."
I feel like I'm your sidekick.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
I like it.
you're Yoda and I'm Luke.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
You know?
So let's just talk about Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go to Moon Knight. A lot of people
Sure.
don't know who the Moon Knight is, so,
So-
guys, educate.
They had Mark Spector. He was a Marine. He turned mercenary. He goes out into the middle of the Egyptian desert on this mission to find some type of an artifact. I can't remember what it was with a group of people. The other person that's like some muscle or somebody that was out here as a mercenary. Who's his enemy's name? It's I can't remember his. Yeah. I can't remember his enemy's name, but he winds up killing the professor. So Mark Spector gets in a battle. I guess like they thought they were going to battle to death or something, and so they fight. Mark Spector loses. They leave him for dead in the Egyptian desert. He's at a statue of the moon god Khonshu, and he gets. It's debatable about whether he gets superpowers or whether he's just crazy and thinks that he has superpowers.
Yeah, and I think they've gone back and forth with
Yeah.
the continuity on that.
So
I hope it's that he's blessed with those superpowers.
I hope so too.
But it's
I hope
kind
so
of
too.
cool to leave it ambiguous, though, right? Like you don't
Yeah.
quite know. Maybe he's just fucking crazy.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be kind of like when you think he has superpowers, it's supposed to be like he's stronger with phases of the moon when the moon's the strongest.
Yep.
So it's changed all around, but he's also really crazy. He invested some of his money as a mercenary, and so he has one alter ego who I can't remember what the name is. He goes by that, like Fairchild or something, and he's super rich, pretty rich guy. Not on Bruce Wayne level or Tony Stark, but he's a wealthy guy. Then he has another alter ego where he's a cab driver, so he's getting all the street info and finding out what's going as a cab driver. And the thing about him is he's of course he's a Batman knockoff. We know that by Marvel, but he also is super crazy, ruthless, and not all there. So
Yeah, he's like a crazy Batman.
yeah.
So then,
Not necessarily very calculated either at
No.
certain times.
He just really
He
likes
just-
to hurt things
Exactly.
and people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
so you guys think that this would lend itself better as a series versus a movie?
Hell yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
think it'd be a lot
Oh,
better
yeah.
like this?
Oh yeah.
I think that any of these situations where we wanted to get into really in-depth storytelling, it's always going to be better as a series than a movie, because if it's a movie, you do a movie and then a year or two goes by before you get to add to that story, as opposed to an entire series where you can really go in depth.
And also, I think that, on characters that are lesser known, it's better to have it as a series because, as you said, you're going to have 10 hours to tell your story versus 2, and then, 3-4 years later, maybe another 2. You have a lot more time to develop the character and show the character off to the people, right?
And the difference with this, Kevin Feige's already said that these shows are going to actually intertwine with the movies in the MCU, not just mention things briefly like the Netflix Marvel shows did, actually intertwine. Like, I mean, these characters are going to be able to be put into a movie for a short period of time if they choose to. Certain scenarios are going to actually affect the show or the movies, depending on what's going on. So I'm really looking. That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to with all these shows coming out on D23. Just the intertwining of them going with the movies that are going to come out also.
Right, because the Marvel Netflix, that was a totally different studio. It was
Right.
like Marvel Television doing them, so like they weren't the same people making the movies. Now this is all going to be under one roof essentially.
Right,
So they can tie in a lot better. So
His enemy is called the Bushmen, by the way.
nice.
Oh, thank you.
What do we think of the She-Hulk?
Great.
Awesome.
Excellent.
That's
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, she's a lawyer, and I feel like that's awesome. That's going to add some really interesting aspects to the show.
Man, I wish they could get Murdoch and have him in the courtroom battling.
Don't
back and
play
forth.
with my emotions, because that would be
That would
freaking
be so
awesome.
awesome.
And it's interesting because she's gone through a metamorphosis where she used to be always, have her full intellect when she was the She-Hulk, and she'd just run around in extra large skirts, trying cases and stuff, and smart. But then now she's like more like your Bruce Banner Hulk, where she's like Hulk smash Hulk.
Yeah.
And so it's weird. I don't know. I hope they're gonna have that traditional She-Hulk. I think that's a good fit.
I feel like
for
she'll
their
be smarter. She'll probably have a little bit more smashy when she's green.
Yeah.
But I feel like she'll probably be more articulate than Hulk is.
Didn't she become that way because of a blood transfusion?
Yes,
Is that how it
she's Robert Bruce Banner's cousin, and since she had, I can't remember what happened to her, but she needed a blood transfusion to save her life, and because he's her cousin, he was like genetically the person, except for he's got gamma radiated blood.
Didn't think about that.
He became a
And you know what? Hey, fun fact, guys, an old man Logan, it's also his baby mama. So, yeah. But I'm just excited because She-Hulk's cool and all, but I want Red Hulk so fucking bad. And I feel like this is opening the door to make it commonplace to have, different types of Hulks. And I would love to see Red Hulk.
I think the awesome thing about Disney Plus is years down the line, they're going to be starting all kinds of new seasons and stuff, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
What about Ms. Marvel? Anybody excited for that?
Oh.
You seem so enthusiastic.
Well, not a lot of people
No.
know about her. So
No, that's true. Not a lot of people know about her, but yeah.
Not so much?
She's fairly new.
Yeah, she's new.
Her power set is a little like Mr.
she's
Fantastic and
she's-
Giant Man.
isn't she more of an inhuman?
I think she's a
I
mutant.
don't know if they. I don't think she's an Inhuman. I think that she might be a mutant, but she is. Her name throws everybody off because they
Yes.
hear Ms.
Yep,
Marvel
yep.
and they think back to the Marvel
Captain
Kree
Marvel,
type
yeah.
tradition.
Yeah.
But she's completely different.
Not
Has
the
nothing
same
to do
power
with
set,
that.
right? At all. Totally
No,
different.
No.
Yeah.
Completely
It's like
different. She
Mr.
is like you said.
Fantastic, Giant Man.
Yeah, she's a mixture.
Yeah, she can really
grow.
change size, grow.
Yeah.
And I think she has like some super regenerative factors
she
too.
does.
I don't know.
She took on. I mean, one of the things she took on that name, I believe, because she looks up to Captain Marvel.
Yes, you're right.
So that's why she took on that name. And when Ms. Marvel went to Captain, she kind of took.
And she's younger. I think
She's- is
she
I
a
want to
teen?
say she's 16.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
young,
she's a
right?
teenager.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
So I mean, it'll
It'll be
for
great.
that demographic.
Yeah,
maybe it'll-
it might be it might be geared more
Yeah,
toward the teens and tweens.
I think it makes sense for them to try to put out a lot of different
range,
programs
right?
that are going to appeal to a lot of different people.
They are. I
And
mean,
we will watch them all. So
I know in the comics and stuff, for Miles Morales, she is friends with Miles, and so he knows about her. She knows about him, and then with that, they could possibly bring Squirrel Girl, some of the other younger America Chavez, stuff like that. So
have you seen the Devil Dinosaur animated series that they're going to be doing?
No.
You haven't seen that? They're also doing something that's Devil Dinosaur was a long time ago. He used to have like a boy right around his back that like controlled him and stuff. And now
That's a red dinosaur.
And now it's like Moon Girl or something is
Yeah,
what
it's
they
Moon
call
Girl.
her.
Yep.
And she's super smart, right?
She's super smart,
Yes.
but it's really not it's really cartoony and unique in the way it looked, at least the pictures I've seen of it. So I think that's going to be an interesting. You know what else I heard? I heard that WandaVision was going to be kind of like a sitcom.
I heard
that
how
too.
their ideal like life would be working out, and like if you saw one of the leaked posters from D23, it's literally like a 1950s sitcom.
I'm just
like,
excited
that's what
to
I
see
heard.
how this stuff's going to turn out.
Yeah, dude, there's so much speculation, but all of this is very exciting. Like, just we're getting so many different types of characters and new characters and characters I never thought I'd see.
Speaking of WandaVision, I mean, and then intertwining of the movies, it's the next Doctor Strange movie.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, Multiverse of Madness. There's some talk about Wanda being in there and him training her how to like fully, like get the full potential of her powers. I mean, because she's each movie. If you look at it, each movie she's gotten stronger. I mean, she literally almost took out Thanos by herself.
She would have. Yeah.
She would have, if she didn't have to protect herself from the missiles. But anyway, it's so he's going to help her unlock the full potential. So I mean, she's
She's one of the most powerful characters.
She's reality altering.
Like she said, no more
Powerful.
mutants, and then there were no more fucking mutants.
Right.
Like
Yes.
that's how powerful she is.
And that was huge trauma that made her do that. But yes, she has that potential.
But do not fuck with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving on, some more D23. This is kind of a rumor, not so much confirmed yet, but the rumor is saying in the standalone Black Widow movie that there might be an appearance by Robert Downey Jr., reprising his role as Tony Stark. But since this movie is taking place, mostly in the past, obviously it'll be him, before he dies. Hey, spoilers if you haven't seen the Endgames. My question to you guys is, this is cool. I don't think any of us...
It would be a ghost? It would be before he dies?
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
So I don't think any of us are against this, but this is the next Marvel movie coming out is Black Widow. So would this take away from his death at all to see him on screen right away? Even though, we know that death stands, but does it take away from it at all? Does it take away from her death getting a Black Widow movie? Do you guys not care? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it takes away from it. It's something from the past. He's still dead. I mean,
Maybe
I think you lose that sense of finality when you're bringing back, oh, this is a prequel from behind. Or I mean, if you really wanted fans to feel heartbroken,
you don't
wouldn't
show them for a while.
Get to see him in a movie again. So, but I mean, I think it's going to be a good movie. Of course, I'm excited to see every single Marvel movie. So yeah.
B. Banner, what do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think that I hope the movie shows how much she's gone through to get to where she was, because she went through a lot through that program.
And they haven't really explored how, a little bit in Age of Ultron, but how fucked up it was, right? Like she goes through a lot.
Well, they do have
They talked about how she can't have kids anymore
Yeah.
because they removed that aspect because they just want her to be a killer.
Right.
But she overcame that and she became a good guy.
Right.
So I hope they explore that.
Me too.
I think, maybe bringing Tony Stark back, maybe. Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence. Like half of
Yeah.
me is like, put him in all the movies, I don't care. And then the other half of me is like, but you're not even letting me miss him. You're not giving me time to, I'm not going to see him again, and that sucks.
I
But
think I'm going to wait to see how they portray it, and then I'll make my...
I hope it's nothing more than a cameo. Like I don't want him in it
Sure,
that
sure,
much.
sure.
But I don't know. I'm on the fence. But all right. So moving on, something that got announced in the last couple of days is so J.J. Abrams. You might know him. He directed a little film called The Force Awakens. He's coming back for Last Jedi. Or not Last Jedi. Last Jedi? It's Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
I got it. All right. Don't kill me. He's coming.
Rise of Skywalker!
He's coming back for that. But he and his production company, Bad Robot, just signed a deal with Warner Brothers Studios worth an estimated $500 million over the next 5 years. So what this means is he and his company...
Holy cow, that's a lot of money.
They got a lot of money, and they're going to be in charge of...
That's $500 million.
They're going to be in charge of a lot of movies. So nobody's saying what these movies are, but the speculation is they might be DC movies. Speculation is he might be brought in along with James Gunn to kind of be the new masterminds of the DC universe. Now, one, do we think that's what it is? And two, what do we think of that?
One, I think that's what it is. And two, Warner Brothers will figure out how to screw it up and not let them have creative control and fix their screwed up movie program. That's what's going to happen.
Strongly agree.
I gotta agree with that. Yeah, the way things have been going.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about, all right. Moving on.
That's 4 out of 4.
Well, because, anytime, I remember when Jeff Johns got brought in to write the ship. I love Jeff Johns. He's one of the best writers. He's the one who made Aquaman cool. And I was super excited. Be like, yeah, he's going to right the ship. He's going to get things back on track. He's their Kevin Feige. That didn't happen at all.
They have a long history of not letting genius, creative people right their ship and be creative. They want to panic and pay attention to what somebody said on the internet or some Rotten Tomatoes numbers or something, and then they just panic and throw it all in the garbage.
They meddle in their movies more
they're
than
the biggest
any other fucking
meddling
studio.
Yeah.
And if they would just kick back and like, you know what? Not all your movies are going to be universal hits. They're not all going to get 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. You got to steer the course. You got to allow them to build towards something. Yeah. Like you said, they don't trust creative people to be creative. They give a guy a movie and a half, and then they just go butcher the shit.
Oh my God, let's do something different.
And it's just like, I want.
We made a horrible mistake.
If you look at JJ's filmography, I love almost everything he's directed.
Yeah.
He's great. But I just can't be excited about this because it's Warner Brothers. And until they fucking prove me wrong, I don't care about anything they do.
I am going to give them the chance to prove me wrong. And I hope they do. I hope they let him come in and fix their screwed up cinematic universe. And I will be super impressed and happy if they do that.
Executives at Warner Brothers, I know you listen to this podcast. And we here at the World's Greatest News and Reviews are challenging you to fix your universe.
Challenge.
You guys agree with all that?
Stop messing stuff up.
I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, you should be able to fix it.
If you're paying someone that much fucking money, or just giving them that much money for projects, that you got to just be like, fuck, okay, do what you want. You got to be trusting.
Well, this is the deal. They've got to have some type of a contract right here that is they owe him money even if they want to get rid of him for that amount of money. I think is an amount of money that makes them have to let him have creative control. Because otherwise, some of these people, they'll go, oh, geez, we'll just pay you and just go somewhere else. We made a mistake. We'll have somebody else come in.
Well, yeah, and if I'm him, with the history they have, I'm not going to come in unless my deal says fucking creative control for X amount of movies.
Yeah,
where they can't touch it at all. But I'm sure, he's smarter than us when it comes to this.
Or they break the contract and they have to
give him
pay
all the money.
you out. Yeah, and then just say, oh, we don't know what to do now. We'll do something different.
And he's going to be like, well, I tried, but fucking no one can save that studio. All right, so moving on to non-superhero news. Terminator Dark Fate had a new trailer drop. You can check out the trailer reaction that we did for the first teaser trailer. None of us were very big on it. We weren't really looking forward to this at all. We kind of universally agree, though, that Terminator 1 is a great movie. Terminator 2 is one of the greatest action movies of all time, it's just real shit after that. So the studio kind of agrees with us, as they should, and they're telling you to ignore everything after Terminator 2. Because, sure.
What?
And this is now the third movie in what is only a 3-movie series, because that makes fucking sense. And so this new trailer, at first,
movies.
3 movies. That's it.
Yeah, they don't want you to pay attention to the other ones they made after too.
Nothing else happened.
They had one with Christian Bale.
That
right?
didn't happen. That didn't happen.
What are
You're
you
not
talking about?
supposed to remember that.
Forget about that. Forget about that.
Yes,
one.
Terminator Salvation
Genesis.
didn't happen.
I bring it
Terminator Genesis didn't fucking happen.
I bring it up because I actually enjoyed that.
I concur. That wasn't bad.
I
Which
enjoyed
one,
that.
Salvation?
Yeah. No. It wasn't the best, but I liked the direction they were going.
Oh, yeah.
It was different. I was excited to see that, and then they just were like, hey, fuck your feelings. So anyway, this trailer, at first I watched it, and it focuses more on Sarah Connor. She has that awesome mic drop line where she's like, is that enough of a fucking resume for you? She doesn't say an
Yeah, the
F-bomb.
second
She
trailer
could.
was pretty good.
Yeah, but then...
we said they should use that one for the first.
Yeah, they shouldn't have showed the first trailer.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Everything I thought about this trailer that made it cool, I actually thought about it. I'm like, no, it's just nostalgia. It's just seeing Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. They're just playing music from the old one. They're talking about shit that happened in old movies.
Yeah.
They're bringing Old Man Arnold back. And how come she's like, when this is over, I'm going to kill you? If I'm supposed to forget all the other movies, at the end of Terminator 2, you were all fucking sad and shit. He was dying.
Right.
Like, you were lowering him
He's
in
still
there.
a robot.
They were fucking
He's
crying.
still a robot.
Yeah, remember that shit?
Yeah.
So it's why are you all pissed all of a sudden?
Yeah,
Still robot.
I was wondering that too when I saw the trailer.
You can never trust a
I'm
robot.
gonna kill. Well, why?
There's a lot of anger.
Exactly.
You guys ended on good terms, man.
Don't trust robots.
So, upon a second thought, fuck this trailer. And I also would like to welcome our new robot overlords and let them know when the time comes.
I
I'm
got
selling the
something
human
for you.
race.
I got
out.
something
Oh,
for
I'm
you
ready.
towards the end of
Oh,
the show.
I'm ready.
All right.
But what do you guys think? Did this trailer help get you excited, or are you just, eh?
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna talk all this shit, but I'm gonna watch it.
It has a lot of nostalgia, and it's hitting that for a reason. They're wanting you to remember what we all thought was great about the Terminator movies when they first came out, because it was amazing thing.
Terminator
back
2
then.
is so fucking
Yeah,
good.
and
It's
so
still
they
good.
want you to remember that. They want to bring you back. They want to get you all those feelings all over again, and they want to make money off.
And
of
then
it.
they want to
That's what they're
disappoint
gonna
the
do.
shit out of me. Like they just have been.
There are similarities in the Terminators they're fighting to the Terminator 2 Terminators.
Yeah, they have a little bit of that T-1000
Yeah.
kind of liquid
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
But then it's weird. They did that thing where it still looks to be an exoskeleton
Yes.
with
I want to
bullets.
know what the T is. Is it a T1800? Is it a T2000? What T are we at right
Which
now?
model are we on?
I will say, all shit talking aside, that actually looked kind of cool though. The fact that it could do that, I was like,
separated.
okay,
Yeah.
that's neat. You know?
It seemed like they, some of the comments made in the trailer, they're having difficulty figuring out how to eliminate that type of Terminator.
Yeah.
How does the T800 get old? How does he
So,
get old?
uh,
He's aged.
They covered
Do
that.
the robots age?
They covered that. Do you want to take it? Go.
What's it in Genesis, right?
In Genesis, yeah, in Terminator Genesis, when old man Schwarzenegger first showed up, they said that he's not technically like an android or whatever. He's the endoskeleton underneath living human tissue. So the human tissue still ages and shit.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I know you don't want to watch Terminator Genesis again. Nobody wanted to watch it the first time, actually.
I don't even know if I ever did.
You
to be
didn't miss
honest.
Watch it
anything.
because of what's the call it?
Amelia Clark
Yeah, Amelia Clark.
and Captain Boomerang's in that too.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, sure. Terminator's coming out, whatever.
All right.
Moving on. All right, so sticking with franchises that really want you to have nostalgia. Jurassic World 3 is going into production here pretty soon, and they released a short film called Battle at Big Rock. Now, unlike most fan films or short films, this is actually directed by Colin Trevor, the dude who directed the first Jurassic World. It's actually financed by the studio and is put out, and by looking at it, has a pretty big fucking budget. So if you guys followed the end of the last Jurassic World, basically dinosaurs are just out in the wild now. They're out running around the country, which sounds fucking terrifying. And this follows a family camping, and then they are attacked by a...
What's an herbivore that only has 2 horns on their head and no horn on its nose, Captain Mao?
I don't know.
Well, it's not a triceratops. You'd be right in thinking that, but this
Is it
was
a
a...
biceratops?
What was it, a Nasioceratops?
You're the one who told me. You're the
I
one who told
Googled
me.
it. I Googled
A
it.
triceratops. Why is it not a biceratops?
It's
Well,
Should
that
be
would
a
make sense.
Biceratops. Nasiosaurus.
Because I wasn't around to name them.
Nasiosaurus?
That's why.
Whatever. It's a
Nas-
two-horn...
Nasiotorop?
It's a
Anyways.
two-horn triceratops.
I was wrong about it being a triceratops. That's all that really matters.
Well, and it didn't matter, but you were so confident. You were like, it's a triceratops, bitch. And I was like, I don't
sell-
think so, sir.
I sell stuff, man. I try to sell it. Okay?
But anyway, it fights an Allosaurus, and then the Allosaurus attacks the family in their trailer, and then they survive because of reasons. And but I think it was kind of cool and it was an exciting fan
I know
trailer.
why they survived. The script said that they
They're
were
going to live.
survive.
Yeah,
Right.
the
That's
writing
how it
was very
works.
cheesy. It was really cheesy.
I mean,
but
it's a short film, so.
but it's like they just did the same shit from Jurassic Park: The Lost World when the T-Rexes are attracting people in the trailer.
I didn't see the whole thing, but the credits were cool because
That was the best part of the whole movie.
B Banner, what'd you think about that?
I thought it was pretty good. I know personally when I'm camping,
You look out for Nisiosauruses.
no bears.
Yeah.
Add
yeah.
dinosaurs into it.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy. I'm not.
Would
You
you,
know,
even go
I'm not
camping?
camping.
Yeah, I was like, if dinosaurs are they're on the things
No.
that might happen
No,
list.
I'm gonna be.
Why would you even leave your house if
Thank
there's
you.
dinosaurs
I'm
everywhere?
gonna be underground somewhere
Exactly.
in a bunker.
We don't camp
and that's
anyway.
it.
That's not like, oh, there might be a coyote. No, fucking velociraptor. Like, why would you just leave your
Run
house?
into a stegosaurus in the middle of the highway.
But that was the coolest part of this is like the end credits. It's like showing like people on
You have an
footage
outdoor ceremony for your wedding.
and some pterodactyls swoop and get those.
What are you
girls.
doing outdoors?
If I were that groom, I would just be like, oh, that's a bad sign, huh? Maybe we should just call this whole thing off.
Yeah.
But so they released this, in an attempt to get everybody excited for the next Jurassic World movie. Now, I have huge nostalgia for the first Jurassic Park. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. I saw that as a kid. That was like the first movie where I experienced movie magic and actually was in awe and shit. So I like all these movies, even though they're not that
You
great
didn't have
anymore.
that at Lion King. You didn't have movie magic.
That was a
during
cartoon,
Lion
bro.
King?
Like, I
Okay,
mean, I was
all right.
engulfed in, but this is the first time I looked at something on screen. I looked at a fucking dinosaur, and I was like, oh my God, that's real. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Okay.
So, do you guys care about this franchise? Do you give a shit about this next movie at all? No? So people listening to this, the looks that I just got were like, can we move on?
I'm
Can we
gonna be
move the
honest,
fuck on?
though.
Can we get to our
I'm
countdown?
going to tell you, and this is me being honest.
Okay.
Anytime
It's not going to hurt my feelings.
No. Hold on, bro. Anytime I'm in a middle of a franchise, even if it's a really good one, that just goes on and on.
And on,
I
and
start,
and on.
aside from Star Wars,
And
because
on
I'm
and
like mesmerized by Star Wars since I was a little kid. I just start losing interest. That might be a defect in me. It might be because the movies all start seeming too same to me.
Predictable.
I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah, predictable.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
yeah.
kind of like it, for you at Star Wars, it could be the same thing for him in the Jurassic series.
And that might be the thing. I'm just saying, for me, I mean, I liked Aliens. There's all kinds of movies that came out. Terminator, all this. You say Genesis? I'm like, I can't even remember if I saw it because I start losing interest because I start saying, I think I'm just not that interested in seeing another movie about the same thing.
So all you guys know, as we were preparing for this podcast, I was like, hey, so one of the things we're going to talk about in the new segment is Battle of Big Rock. Have you seen it? I'm like, no. So like I loaded up on the YouTubes and I'm like, okay, but you've seen the last Jurassic World movie, right? The conversation that followed was fucking hilarious.
Wait a minute.
They were not sure
What?
at all.
This
what
happened.
fucking
What
movie?
movie
What
was
movie
that?
was this? And what the...
Yeah. I thought I had seen it, but no.
Apparently, we got to the conclusion. I don't think anyone outside of me has seen that fucking movie. Made 1.3
My
billion
conclusion is
though.
I still don't know whether I saw the
I
number
did.
2.
I
And
saw the one before that one.
that's just driving your point home is that
They don't
you
care.
lost interest.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
I don't. Yeah, it's just the same.
I think they're
thing.
doing the same thing. They're hitting the people with nostalgia, like me, that are going to go just for the nostalgia, and then the rest of the people maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's the same thing. Why in these movies do they mix hybrids of carnivorous dinosaurs that are like going to freaking kill people? Like, do they ever think to do plant eaters, like herbivores? Like, they're a little safer. And you put them in a park, and and people didn't notice what happened
And
before when they were in a park.
keep doing it.
I was about to say they could
keep
stop doing that.
doing
You'd
it.
think they'd figure that out,
What's
right?
scary about an herbivore?
Yeah.
Well, no.
What kind of movie is that going to be about?
But
Why
if you
even put 'em
mix
in
a bunch
park?
of them
Like,
together,
I'm
like,
not going because I remember what happened in the last park. It was all over the freaking news. Like,
If they're not running around thinking you're gonna get eaten by them,
well,
what's
not-
the movie
Well,
about?
not only that, but like the guy's making the genetic engineer. He's like, I know the last 15 times we've made hybrids, it's gone bad. But I was in Project Lead last time.
I've taken a look
I
at all
fucking
the
got
scariest dinosaurs that ever lived. They're not scary enough for me.
You know where we
I'm gonna
fuck-
make one 10 times scarier.
You know where we fucked up, guys? We need to make it smarter. That's what we need to do. If it can be
Camouflage.
invisible, yeah, can we do that? That'd be great.
gosh.
Yeah. I'm at the point though. Like I like the franchise, but whatever. It's gonna be the same shit that it always is.
I am interested in the next one if that's the premise that the dinosaurs are just part of nature now.
That's different. That's because
Yeah.
that is right. Because that's why the end of this Battle of Big Rock, that was the most interesting part,
Yeah.
is just seeing people living their lives and, oh, fuck, dinosaurs. Like,
Yep.
that's different. These movies haven't explored that yet. And yeah, I would be really
And
interested
I'll
in
go
that.
see that. If you're like trying to mow your lawn and they're like coming out.
Don't go outside.
You're right. What are you doing outside?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be cool. I hope that's the way they're going. It seems like that's what they're alluding to, and I would really like to see that.
Yeah,
movie.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's a different premise.
Yeah. So it's just like, with Terminator, how they're like, hey, let's make this movie with Christian Bale take place after fucking everything.
Yeah.
And now, 3 movies from now, we'll be talking about how, so we're supposed to go up to Jurassic World 2 and just ignore everything after that because it's a soft reboot. But all right, I think that's all the news I got. Anybody got anything else they want to bring up? Pete Banner?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this a little bit. Sony Pictures Entertainment was talking about remaking The Princess Bride.
Boo.
Yeah, they got a lot of flack for that too. I heard that
Did they
this
really?
morning. Yeah.
Good.
Boo.
That seems
The
ridiculous.
guy who played the main character cannot remember the actor's name. He the main character, the blonde
Yeah.
guy. That
Yeah.
He even said it would be this is a movie you should just leave.
Dread
alone.
Pirate Roberts.
You can't just replace those actors.
Right, he said you should just leave it alone. This is one of
Yeah.
those movies that is just perfect the way it is. If we were to remake it, it would just ruin it. So
So we're not on board for this then?
Oh, not at all.
Sony's just
Not
fucking
at
shit
all.
up, honestly.
And Sony can't do anything right.
They
I
can't, no.
do not like remakes of movies. I've told you, I'm fine with them doing sequels or doing a movie that's happening at the same time
the
somewhere
same
else.
universe.
But yeah,
Yeah.
to the same universe. To remake a movie, I hate it.
I concur.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, you're right. I don't trust Sony. I trust Sony a little bit more than Warner Brothers, more so than Fox. Oh, well, Fox is dead. Cool. I don't trust them, and that's a shame.
I mean, you know what? They did excellent with Spider-Verse. That was animated. Stick to animation.
Yeah.
I mean, you just everything else. You guys are just.
Well, it's
ruining
like, so the idea of remaking Back to the Future got thrown out there, which is one I'm like, no, don't you fucking touch Back to the Future. That's perfect. Now, the cool thing about that is, I believe like the writer, director, or whatever, he actually has the creative rights. The studio doesn't own that. So they approached him to do it, and he's like, no, Like, no, we don't need to do that. That movie's perfect.
Great.
I wish more movies like could do that. I wish we had the say. We can call TWG. Like, what do you think of The Princess Bride? Like, leave it alone. No. How much money are you gonna pay me? All right. Fuck it. All right. So I think that's all we got. That's all the news today. So we're gonna go into our top 5. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do the top 5.
All right, so we are moving on to the top 5 action movies of the 2000s. 2000 to 2009. I will say,
action movies.
Personally, for me, this was the hardest list to come up with.
Yeah,
this was
really hard.
fucking hard. It was one of those where I'm like, no, I have it. I'm set. And then as I'm Googling, just looking at a movie, I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot about
Early
that.
2000s
Oh, shit, that's there too. Shit,
There were some that were action.
Yeah.
And,
We were talking
about
this,
a little
yeah.
bit. And you were like, well, some of what I wanted were in action. I had to go back in my list. I'm like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
even an action
Yeah,
movie.
some weren't action.
It had action, but it's not. Yeah.
And so some of them also, like we were talking earlier, Banner, some were sci-fi thriller action. Right. And I'm like, fuck it. If it has the word action in there somewhere,
I agree.
I count it.
That's what I would-
That's what I would
I
do.
would action.
If it doesn't have action in there, I didn't count it. So I left some off of this. But Weapon 2. Let's start with you.
Okay, here we go.
Number 5.
My number 5 is The Transporter.
Oh.
The Transporter is an interesting movie. I went back and looked. It's full of action. It's kind of weird, though. It's kind of weird, and the premise and the story get kind of more weird the more I looked at it after I'd made my list, because I watched some parts of it again. And so you got The Transporter. He's a total professional.
Who's in that movie?
What's that?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason
I just
Statham.
wanted him to tell the fans.
Ah, God, I don't. Actors aren't like real people to me. And so, anyways, he's got these rules, man. He's driving the car. He pulls up to some people who just robbed the bank. He was the getaway guy. He has this all planned out, some math and stuff. And there's too many people. He's like, dude, I said 3, and you got 4. And so now they're sitting there in front of the bank arguing. And finally, the guy like shoots one of them. Okay, you're out. And so then he's chasing around, racing, and he winds up like driving off a building and stuff like this. So he's a total professional. He delivers a package, but his rule is you never look at the package. You don't want to know what's going on in there. I'm a professional. I don't need to know. It's none of my business. Except for then he finds out that it's like a girl he's delivering and the package. And then he like takes her on a bathroom break and like feeds her and gives her water and stuff. And so he delivers her like he was supposed to. And the guy's like a maniac. And then he tries to plant a bomb and blow him up. And that was the wrong thing to do. I'll tell you right now. Because then he's out, he goes after him, he's like killing him. And the girl says she's like, there's a boat of Chinese people that are like gonna die if he doesn't help save them. And then he like tries to save them, and she tries to say her dad's like one of them, but he's not. He's like a bad guy, but it's full of action. And there's some weird parts in it.
I want you to narrate my life. You would make it sound so much better.
Did you say bathroom break?
Yeah, well, he takes let's her go to the restroom. He does this weird thing where he
I might need one too.
no, okay, no. But about that bathroom break, he like creates this elaborate leash system where he lets her go out in the desert, and he's like feeding the leash, and then he's like, hey, hold on here. She's gone.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? If you need to go to the bathroom, bro.
Yeah, hey, we can either pause or we
We
can
can
keep
pause
going.
it, or we
no,
can
we
just
can
go.
keep going. We can keep talking.
Yeah, you guys can keep going.
Okay.
Just go this way. I'll be back.
Hey, just go whichever way you want. That's cool.
First.
Okay. You're going
Okay.
first? Okay. Just so you guys know, I just noticed on my phone he sent a message in our group text says I have to pee. Lol. So.
LOL.
LOL. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my number 5 action movie of the 2000s, and that is Wanted. 2008's Wanted, starring
one.
James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, and the voice of God, who is Morgan Freeman. So this stars, the reason I love this movie so much is, yes, it was crazy over-the-top action, but I feel like you completely 1,000% relate to the main character. It follows around James McAvoy, and he works like a piece of shit office job at the cubicle. His girlfriend's a bitch and cheating on him. His best friend is, fucking his girlfriend. And everything about his life sucks. He's beat down. He just relives the same day over and over again, and the monotony and everything is just beating him the fuck down. Then all of a sudden, Angelina Jolie rolls up in a fucking Viper. A shootout occurs. He finds out that he's the descendant of this badass fucking assassin who is part of an order of assassins, and he needs to train to kill the guy who killed his dad. What the fuck? Like, that is better than winning the lottery. That is the coolest fucking thing ever. The plot of the movie is fucking stupid and insane. So it turns out that there's a fraternity of assassins that's been around since like the dawn of fucking time.
Is that the one where they bend bullets?
Yeah, it's the one where they bend bullets. They can curve the bullets, which makes total sense. And so like they have this thing, they have this loom where it's like a weave, and like it comes on the cloth, and you interpret the cloth, and the cloth tells you who to kill, and if you don't think about it, it makes total sense. And so they teach them to go kill motherfuckers, and he becomes like this badass, like living fucking weapon, and like cool shit happens, like bending of the bullets, and it is just one of the craziest, dumbest fucking action movies of all time. But it's one of those movies that is just like, God, could Angelina Jolie roll up in a Viper and save me from my shitty life? JK, I love my life. But I think it is insane action. It is stupid fun. The plot makes no fucking sense, but you don't need it to. That's my number 5. That's the epitome of a fucking action movie to me. It's fun. It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
I looked at that one too. That's
That was hard. I almost didn't make my cut, but yeah.
All right, my number 5 is Walking Tall. It's
With the Rock? With the Rock?
Yeah, The Rock,
Okay.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You know, that's my guy. Jeez, yeah. Anyways, former U.S. soldier who, it's one of those classic movies where he returns home and finds out that the town that he's from, his hometown, is overrun by a bunch of bad guys. He goes to try to clean it up. And, this is, Dwayne Johnson was in here, and Johnny Knoxville was his best friend in here. And it's, I don't know, it was my number 5 because I wanted one of his movies in my list.
That makes sense.
Basically, that's all it was for. But
Beat
yeah.
Banner. Perfect timing.
Number 5, B-Banner.
Just so you know, Lonnie's 5, or T-Collar's 5 was Walking Tall. Mine was Wanted.
I have Taken.
God, nice.
Taken.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good one.
It was a very good movie.
The
The
specialized
fact
set of
that-
skills.
It's pretty set in reality that she was getting kidnapped, and he let her know that.
Yeah, I like it. He was like this voice of reason that everyone's
Yeah,
like, oh,
well,
you're paranoid.
Yeah.
He lets her know. Okay, you're going to be taken.
He's like, I'm gonna let you know a few things. This, you're gonna be taken. But then he lets the kidnappers know.
Yeah.
I'm getting you back.
But like Liam Neeson's delivery on that phone call is fucking terrifying,
Yes.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
He's all about the facts. He's like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Okay, bad news, you're going to be taken.
Right.
the look on her face is like,
Good news.
what?
Yeah.
I'll probably eventually find you,
Hopefully.
but I will keep looking regardless.
But why else is that list? Why else do you like that movie?
Overall, I like the fact that he has something that he values highly, and he makes every effort to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find in my list that most of them are like that.
Right.
So
actually having a reason to go do crazy
Oh
shit.
yeah.
And-
Because I feel that too. Like if you mess with the people close with me, that all bets are off.
Right.
Nice, yeah.
And also, I think the action in that movie is like really kind of grounded, right? Like he punches everyone in the fucking throat, just all throat. Like every time he punches someone in the throat, I'm like, oh shit! Like, could you stop doing that? That is
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
You know what the awesome thing about action movies are? I wish I could just be the guy who just goes through a room destroying people. Just everybody that comes at you, you're like, pop, chop, pop, cow, yeah, wow, and just take everybody out. That'd be awesome.
I bet you'd get further in most rooms than you think. You're a big guy.
I would do okay.
I think you do pretty good.
I think so.
You're a big Viking.
I
Also, the
see.
scene where he finds the dude who took his daughter, and he's like, "You don't remember me? We spoke last week.
Yes.
I told you I'd find."
Yeah.
Fuck, that scene is awesome.
Yeah.
And you're dead. You're dead.
That one was almost on this. All right, weapon 2, number 4.
Okay, number 4 on my list is Blackhawk Down.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now, the thing about movies about military is they're number one, they show you the reality of how bullshit war can be and how foobarred it can get. And this is a perfect example. Fun fact, I was on the plane to go to Somalia for this right now when I was a 7th Light Infantry. I was up on the plane. I was ready to go. You know who they sent instead? 10th Mountain with our friend Matt Acree, and he wound up going instead. But so that's just a fun fact. That's how it got personal for me. But anyways, it's one of these situations where you have the military who has the best laid out plan that could be possible, and it all goes to hell in the middle of the thing because you're going right in the middle of a city of people who all decide they want to kill you because the city's run by a warlord. They're going in trying to take out this guy, the warlord who's been stealing relief that we've been trying to give to the Somali people and through money and food and all kinds of stuff, and they're stealing it all. So we're going to take this guy out. They're going in a convoy. They get all attacked by all sides. They send in some Blackhawk helicopters. They shoot them down, and everything goes to hell. They have to fight their way out. I can't remember how many people died in that thing. It was in the
lot.
teens. In the teens, there was hundreds injured, and it's just a great action movie. Has a little personal connection because I was, almost got sent over there to me, and so that's why. But for me, these military movies are all kind of all on the same par when it shows the reality of war. People get in this mind that it's like some glorified thing and it's exciting. There's nothing exciting about it. It can get bullshitty.
Well, it's funny because I was going to make my list, but one of the lists I was looking at, it said that it was more of a historic film, and it didn't have anything with action in it, but that's bullshit because there's a lot of action in it. But at the same time, the same list had Saving Private Ryan, which would be considered like the same movie. But it said Saving Private Ryan.
How can a show that's all about shooting
I know, that's why I didn't
people
that's like,
not
whatever.
be an action
I
movie?
went to something else.
I think we'll officially accept it as an action movie.
I mean,
TWG
If you don't,
approved.
you're wrong. If
Yeah,
you don't,
there
you're
you
wrong.
go.
So.
All right, my number 4 action movie of the 2000s is Star Trek. 2009 Star Trek, directed by J.J. Abrams. This was technically listed as a sci-fi thriller action. It has the word action in there, so I'm fucking counting it. I love this movie. So I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, not at all of the original series. I watched a little bit of Next Generation, and this movie made me love Star Trek. JJ was the perfect choice for this, so much so that as I was walking out of the theater, I looked at my friend and was like, J.J. Abrams needs to teach George Lucas how to make a modern-day sci-fi fucking movie. Hey, 6 years later, that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying I called it. I'm just saying that's what I wanted to have happen. This movie is brilliant. Visually, it is gorgeous. They do the perfect job of like blending practical effects and practical sets, using CGI to enhance it, but not overdoing the CGI to where everything looks like on a giant fucking green screen. They did the perfect thing, and when you're trying to reboot something to make it more modern for a new audience, they didn't just do a hard reboot. They did a brilliant idea with having time travel involved in multiple timelines that still honored the originals, but yet allowed them to reset the timeline and have them be able to tell totally different stories while still paying homage to the originals, which is a great way to not piss off your hardcore fans and get new fans interested. It was actually quite it's so simple, but it was so brilliant. They reinvented these characters from like cheesy, just dorky, dumb as fuck, to making Captain Kirk, fucking Chris Pine, who's perfect in this role, as one of the most badass, just cocky fucking douchebags, but you fucking love him. You want to root for him. They made Spock fucking cool and a badass and throw down. They had the humor with Simon Pegg. This movie wins across the board. It had a really, really good story, and even the subsequent sequels have been fucking great. I think this was the best reinvention of a franchise I've ever personally seen, and that's why it's my number 4.
Nice.
Nice pick. All right, my number 4 is Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Good fucking movie.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. Michael Pena's in there also. Mark Wahlberg is a sniper living in exile. He's coaxed back into coming out of just living in the wilderness because there's a plan. He's told that there's a plan to execute the president, assassinate the president, and they need him to help. Anyway, he gets double-crossed and framed, and then he starts to pursue trying to find out who set him up and who's trying to kill the president. Michael Pena in that one is like a newer FBI agent who's one of the few people that actually believe that Mark Wahlberg's character, Bob Lee Swagger, is actually innocent. So I like those kind of movies. You have, it's again, a lot of shooting. I mean, there's all kinds of action, cop chases, and trying to pursue the bad guy and get your innocence back. So that's why I chose Shooter.
Good movie. Be better.
So Cat Mall, number 4, Star Trek.
Fuck yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Like it.
So there isn't much else to say, really.
Kind of sucks that they picked
yeah.
the same one. I was like,
I like it. Yes.
So,
Great minds.
Yeah.
All right, well.
You're up, weapon 2.
Okay.
Just going to number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Kill Bill, Volume 1.
Nice.
good one.
Now, this movie, starts out with the bride. She, Bill, thinks he kills her, but he doesn't really kill her. And she, goes into a coma. She's in a hospital. And there's, some kind of a rapey orderly who brings people in to rape her all the time. And she starts, coming out of her coma.
I forgot about that.
She kills him and slams his head in the door. Because, what's his name? He's Buck, and he's here to fuck.
Oh, my God. I
My
forgot
name's
about that.
Buck, and I'm here.
So,
Oh, God.
the whole movie is all about action, and it's
Tarantino movie.
over the top in the just most hilarious ways with a lot of practical effects and blood spraying everywhere. Yep. And she fights all these people that have had anything to do with planning or in this secret organization of assassins. And she's just going to kill Bill. She gets a samurai sword by the most awesome samurai sword maker that's ever existed, and he stopped making them, but then Bill screwed him over, and so he's saying, hey, you know what? I'll make you a sword, even though I don't make swords anymore. And anyways, it goes through. I don't think that she kills Bill in Volume 1. I think it goes into Volume 2, doesn't it?
I believe
but it's nonstop action, really cool. It's kind of over the top in kind of some awesome ways. Just good, action-packed adventure fun.
I think they're making another one.
Are they?
There's Volume 1 and 2, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes. I did read they're looking into making volumes.
Okay.
I'd be on board for that more than a reboot. So
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3 movie of the 2000s action genre is Gladiator. 2000s, starring Russell Crowe. So there's kind of a sub-genre, it's kind of referred to as like swords and sandals, these kind of epics that take place in like ancient Roman, Greek, that kind of stuff. I think Gladiator might be the best example of that when you don't actually mix in any mystical elements from like the gods and all that. Follows a pretty basic story, though, of Russell Crowe. He's, a Roman general. He gets fucked over pretty hard by the new Caesar. His family gets murdered, and he gets thrown into slavery, where he becomes a gladiator and has to fight his way up the ranks to earn his freedom and to get his revenge. Pretty straightforward story that you've heard 1,000 times, but the way this is executed is fucking amazing. Now, this is 2000, so CGI is still looking a little rough in a lot of movies, but they used it so sparingly. And again, kind of like with Star Trek, built sets and used the CGI to enhance it. The first shot when the slaves roll up on the Roman Colosseum and we see it recreated in all its fucking majesty and glory, it's a breathtaking shot. Literally, the characters are like, I didn't know men could build such fucking things. And you're looking at it like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Then the fight scenes with the crowd going, like they're choreographed so fucking well. You feel such an emotional connection for him. And Joaquin Phoenix, who plays the Emperor, who's this whining, sniveling little fucking cunt. And like, he's such a good actor. The mark of a good actor is if he's a villain, you're not supposed to like him. You're supposed to hate him. Looking at you, Jackie Gleason, playing, fucking King Joffrey, you hated that motherfucker. And this is the same thing.
Yeah,
you
did.
wanted to strangle this motherfucker so bad because he was so good. This is a movie, like Russell Crowe is already a household name, but this really put him on the map. This is one of the best action movies of all time that involves swords and not guns.
So speaking of, you said the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
So did you see that in real life?
I did see the Roman
What
Coliseum.
did you think when you saw it?
It was one of those
Did
things
you see
where
the same thing? Like
it is. So obviously,
Hasn't fallen into disrepair.
it is. They're in the process of restoring it, but like the one side of it is still pretty full size. And so I love Roman mythology and Roman culture and all that. So seeing it was breathtaking because you see it in movies like that and you see it like on Google Street View and all that, but you're really taken back when you look at it because it's the size of a fucking football stadium.
Were there any gladiators?
It is huge. I mean, I was there. But no, it is.
Well played, sir.
Thank you. Seeing it and seeing that structure is still standing is fucking amazing. So like, you can only imagine what that thing looked like in all its glory thousands of years ago. It's insane. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was really, really cool to see that. It was cool. This movie's fucking amazing. You've seen it, but if you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. It fucking holds up.
That's some good structural engineering on that.
It really was. Yeah.
Nice. All right, we're up 3, right? Uh-huh. All right, so I'm gonna set this one up a little bit. So in a world,
Exciting.
beneath what we call cyberspace, a world protected by firewalls, passwords, and the most advanced security systems. In this world, we hide our deepest secrets, our most incriminating information, and of course, a whole lot of money. This world is Swordfish. The world of Swordfish. I don't know. I just wanted to set it up. It's basically you have a guy.
John Travolta.
Is this where Halle Berry
Yeah.
showed her tits?
Yeah.
This is John Travolta.
That was
right?
I was gonna
Yeah.
bring that up. God,
Oh,
you
sorry.
messed it up.
Stealing everybody's thunder.
Jeez. Come on, God. Now, anyway, so you have John Travolta who plays a what is he, like a spy? Basically, he wants to get. There's $6 billion worth of unused government funds, and he's trying to secure these funds to help do like a anti-terrorist or.
He's like a domestic terrorist.
He's
isn't
a
he?
domestic terrorist,
Yeah.
but he's trying to finance a bigger, like the most bad guys have bigger plans, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to coax a guy by the name of Stanley Jobson, who's played by Hugh Jackman, is he's a convicted hacker who's just recently got out of prison, and he's trying to stay out because he has a daughter and all this good stuff, and so they're trying to coax him back in. They use Halle Berry's character, whose name is Ginger in this, to coax him back into this whole game, and then of course they start using his family or his daughter as currency for him to do what they need done. But yes, fun fact is this is the first time you see Halle Berry full frontal nudity, and it was
Full frontal.
full
It
frontal.
was just her
Did
tits.
you see? Okay.
It was- yeah.
All right.
But not full,
Okay.
half frontal.
Throwing me
just
off here. I thought maybe I missed
right.
something.
But it was, I remember it
Start Googling.
because in the theater, like everybody just freaking left. They didn't expect it. She's reading a book, and she puts the book down. You see her boobs, like, oh my god! And before this, she didn't really.
Is that
do
what you said? Oh my God!
yeah, just like, oh my god. Anyway, so it was because she didn't really do movies like that. You didn't see much from her. So, I mean, later on down the road, she did a movie called with
Monsters Ball.
Monster Ball, yeah. So, and there was a particular scene in there that was kind of risque, But anyway, Swordfish is my number 3. Again, it's just one of those movies that has deals with a lot of shooting, and you got a timeline to get a computer worm going and all this other good stuff. So and it has John Travolta, Halle Berry, and Hugh Jackman are in it.
John Travolta is very good in that movie.
Yeah.
I think
thought so,
John
yeah.
Travolta is much better playing a villain.
Yeah, I agree. So that's my number 3.
Cool. Be banner.
Number 3, I have 2008's Rambo.
Yes. Fuck yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
movie.
Such a good
Underrated.
movie. It is underrated. As far as the Rambo franchise, it really brought it back to
Yes.
me.
Concur.
The first Rambo I saw, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And then as Weapon 2 is said, it kind of deteriorates over time. You're like, ah. So I wasn't, expecting a lot, but when I saw it, it was great, especially the interaction, because he's kind of wanting to be hands off. And you have this missionary group that are coming over to a highly dangerous area where it's just atrocities everywhere. And they're like, no, we're gonna save them. We're gonna save them. And he's like, no, I'm not helping you guys, because he knows the reality of war.
He's like, you guys are stupid.
He's like,
I'm like
what are you
farmer
guys?
now.
I even love the line. He's like, "Are you bringing any weapons?" Like, no. He's like,
Yeah.
"Well, then you're not fucking helping anybody."
Right. And he tells them basically, get out of here. I'm not helping you guys. And the girl comes, and I think he has a little connection with her. And he ends up helping them get to where they need to get. And then, of course, they get involved in getting kidnapped. And they send out mercenaries. The missionary, the head of the missionary, sends out mercenaries to recover them. And they come and, hey, can you take us to where you dropped him off? And he's like, sure. He makes the decision that he's going to help out. And they're like, get out of here. You're not going to help us.
Boatman, stay with the boat.
Yeah. You watch the boat, sir. They don't know who Rambo is. And, hey, he proceeds to be Rambo. And,
tearing stuff up.
Ah!
so, yeah. The 50 cal scene.
Oh god, when he shoots him at point blank range, fuck.
But that first interaction where he's taking the missionaries and you see the pirate boat comes up and he's like, get down. And then he just murders everybody, right?
Yeah.
And
That was a preemptive murder.
Right. And the head of the missionary is like, you didn't have to do that. And you're like, are you serious right
Well,
now?
then, and he gets him by the throat. He's like, they would have raped her 50 fucking
Yeah.
times and then slit her throat.
Yes.
Yeah. Murder's kind of a strong word. I'll just say kill.
Murder, death, kill.
Yeah, murder, death, kill.
Yeah, so not to talk about why your movie's so great, but one, that was one of the most violent fucking movies I've
It
seen
was
in
very
a long
violent,
time. And
yeah.
for me, like a Rambo movie like that, that's all it would have needed to be. But it was deeper than it had to be because, as you said, the connection he has with her.
Yeah.
And they're missionaries. And after that boat scene, the guy leading him, he's like, it is never okay to kill anybody, ever. And like you said at the beginning of the movie, Rambo doesn't want to fight. He's like, fuck off. He literally tells him, fuck off. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck out of here. I don't
Yep.
want anything. But through his connection with her, he realizes, no, there's still good people out there
Yep.
that deserve to be protected. There's still a reason to fight. And at the end of that movie, when the big fight's happening, that missionary dude gets a motherfucking rock.
I was just
And
gonna
he
say
realizes, like, hey,
Yeah.
no,
He
sometimes you
murders
gotta,
somebody.
you have to do what the fuck you have to do.
Yes.
So, like, lessons are being learned all around. And
So it went full circle.
It did.
for
And
him.
it's like, it
Yeah.
didn't need to be that deep, but it did. And that's why it's a good fucking movie.
Yeah. Excellent movie.
What do we all think about Last Blood coming up? Are you excited for
I'm
that?
excited for it.
I'm fucking excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to do with a Mexican cartel kidnapping. I don't know if that's
now
his
it's
niece.
his niece, yeah.
Is that his
Yep.
niece? Yeah.
He doesn't want to be, he's trying to be a farmer again.
Yeah.
And they're
Still
like
trying to
dragging
farm.
him back in. Just
Hasn't-
won't let things leave
Hasn't-
things alone.
Anybody learned? You don't kidnap the family members of Liam Neeson or Sylvester Stallone. They will fuck you up every time. All right, good pick. Fuck, I forgot about that one. All right, weapon 2. You're number 2.
My number 2 is The Bourne Ultimatum.
No,
The Bourne Ultimatum.
That the third one?
That's
second one.
second one.
Second one. Okay.
It's the most action-packed one for me. The other ones are kind of maybe a little story-driven. This is kind of all action for me. It's got that one scene where they're running along, fighting along rooftops, fighting. He runs and jumps across into another building, straight into the window of another building. Like, that's amazing. So, I like all of the Bourne, Jason Bourne movies. And this one for me just is the only reason I picked this one is because it's the most actiony, action throughout the whole thing. The one scene where I can't remember, but he's on a video and the FBI or CIA or whoever's watching, and they see him on a camera, and then it's like they finally realize that he's gonna come and kill them, and they're like, it's awesome.
That's the one where the American government wants him killed because he's a hazard to them.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a good one.
Doesn't that one open with them going after him and they kill the chick? Right, they're in the car. They're trying to get away. Is that the first one? Or is that...
No, I don't think.
You mean the
start
chick
with
played
one
by
of those.
Julia Stiles?
No, she
Oh.
was like the redhead, and they're trying to get away from the guy that he thought was wrong, and she dies. I don't know. I haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's been a while,
Good movie.
a while for
Yeah.
me. Great movie though.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's your turn.
Okay. Number 2, Mission Impossible 3. So yes, my second movie directed by J.J. Abrams on my top 5 list. So much like he did a few years later with Star Trek, he was kind of brought in to reinvigorate this series. Mission Impossible 2 made a lot of money, but a lot of people will admit that is the worst in the franchise. I tend to concur with that. This is arguably the best, or in my opinion, the second best. This movie is fucking awesome. It has all the tropes that a JJ action movie has. Great choreographed action, lots of tension building. But the thing that makes this movie really, really memorable is the villain. Philip Seymour Hoffman is fucking terrifying in this movie. He's so brilliant because he doesn't really yell or scream or anything. He just commands such tension with his presence and the way that he delivers lines. The heists in this movie are great. They do this thing in the Vatican where they break into it to kidnap him. At one point, Ethan Hawke, played by Tom Cruise, hangs him out of an airplane to try to interrogate him because he's snapping. And they accidentally say his name, and it's so terrifying when they shut it back and they throw him in there. He's just like, Ethan. And you're like, oh, fuck. So, spoiler alert, this dude has his crew break him out, and then he goes right after Ethan's wife, kidnaps her, and then in a super tense, super terrifying scene, he's running to the hospital trying to fucking find her. All of a sudden, his cell phone rings. He answers it, and you just hear in the most cold, calm voice ever, "You hung me out of an airplane." You could tell the quality of somebody by how they treat people who don't need to be nice to. And you're just like, fuck, you fucked up. He's gonna murder you. And the movie kicks off, and it's crazy insane action. I will watch Tom Cruise run fucking knife-handed away from explosions or two things. I don't give a fuck how many times he do it. I don't care how old he is. He keeps doing his own stunts. These movies keep getting better and better and better. I love the Mission Impossible franchise, and this is the best one of this decade.
You're a Tom Cruise groupie.
I love the Tom Cruise. He's so crazy. I'll watch him hang off of anything.
What's that movie that he just had? It was number 2, a different franchise.
A sequel that he just did?
Yeah. When I say just did, it might have been like 4 years.
Well,
Jack.
Yes.
Jack Reacher?
Is that
Yeah, I think that's the one.
The one where he's the fucking military police?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I could think that.
Jack Reacher was really good.
They did a sequel. And
He was great in that. But he's kind of had like this renaissance, man, because he did that. He did Oblivion, which is fucking awesome. He did Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow,
yeah.
which
Oh,
is
I love
fucking
that. That was a
amazing.
good one.
Yeah.
That's under. Yeah,
That is incredible. That is
underappreciated.
criminally underrated.
Do you remember when his teeth were all jacked up in Risky Business?
Got to bring it back down. No, he's great. These Mission Impossible movies are great. He's fucking awesome. He's one of my favorite actors. I just want to watch him run from shit.
He
and ride
got
motorcycles.
braces. He got braces. His teeth are good now.
All right, T. Crawler,
All
number
right,
2.
Number 2 for me is Bad Boys 2. You got again. If you guys listened before, this was a lot of us had this on our list in the previous. Anyway, you got Mike Lowry and
Mike Lowry.
Marcus Barnes. And this time you also have Gabrielle Union, who plays Marcus's sister, I believe, his younger sister. Her name is Sid. And again, she's like an undercover agent. But they're trying to figure out, you have ecstasy that's coming into Florida. They're trying to figure out, try to get, basically stop it. And it's the Cuban drug lords that are cartel or whatever that's bringing it in. And it's just like, Bad Boys 1 is a lot of funny parts in there. There's a lot of explosions, a lot of car chasing and gun battles and stuff. But Bad Boys 2 is, again, it's I don't know, it's on par with 1 for me, and I'm super excited for the next one coming out. So that's my number 2.
I'd argue Bad Boys 2 is better than 1. But 1 is great. I just think 2 is that much better. 2 is so fucking quotable.
Yeah,
like
2
you can
does have-
quote.
it's true.
Fuck,
There's
listen,
more quotes in 2 than 1. So.
I rewatched this Bad Boys 2 for trying to place it on this list or whatever, and damn, that movie's still funny. Like that still holds
Yeah.
up. Like I can't wait for 3.
Is that the one where the boy comes to take his daughter on a date?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
totally
big old
mess-
ludicrous looking.
Oh,
How old you
yeah.
motherfucker?
Yes.
Shit, you must be 30. You ever
That-
made love to a man? No,
that-
want
that
to?
is- that's an
No, happen to
epic
me. Be
scene. I
chitty
love
chitty
that.
bang bang,
Yes.
motherfucker. Like that is the
Yeah.
dude. That is the funniest fucking thing.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
All us fathers with daughters want to do a scene like
Yeah.
that. That's right.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't have kids, but I'll play the drunk uncle. All right, Big Banner, number 2.
So I have Gladiator number 2.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So, man, it's like I was saying before, the revenge aspect when it comes to those close to you.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I remember about that movie is when he comes home from out in the battlefield, fighting a war that maybe he agrees with, doesn't agree with, I don't know. And he sees his family, and he's too far away to get to them before they hang his son and his wife.
Yeah, man.
And when he finally gets there, they're hung and burned.
Yeah, I think he knows it's happening.
And and he can't get there quick enough, and he's distraught. He kisses his wife's feet, and you're like, get your fucking revenge, man.
Yeah.
A good movie.
That was some great acting too.
Yes.
because that scene breaks your fucking heart.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It preps you for the rest of the movie. You're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah, murder all the people. I don't care who's getting in your way. Just kill them all. But yeah, great fucking movie.
Yep.
All right, Weapon 2, number 1.
My number 1 is Gladiator.
Oh yeah. Great.
So
Good fucking movie.
Yeah.
the only things I want to add to what you guys have both said, you both put out some really good points, is that the way this is portrayed to me is Maximus, the general, he believes in the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that the Roman Empire does good, that it's good. He has belief in it. And you can see it in the cinematography, because when they're out, with these armies with the North fighting the German hordes or whoever it was that he was fighting, everything's filmed dark and gray. Mm-hmm. When everything it has to do with Rome is bright colored and everything, it's how it's showing, like, his feelings. The things that he does are for the right reasons. He does the way he battles is for the glory of the empire. He battles for his troops. He battles to do what he thinks is right. None of the glory is for him. He doesn't seek glory. He doesn't want glory. He doesn't want anybody to say that he's great. When Marcus Aurelius is dying, and all he wants to do is, like you said, go home to his family and be a farmer again. And
A lot of farmers.
and he
Movies.
And he says, no, I need you to do one more thing. I need you to take over the empire. And he's like, what? The what? So he's like, okay. I mean, we're like friends. He said, okay, whatever. So he's like reluctantly saying, I don't really want to do it, but whatever. So his son, Commodus, is that his name?
Yep,
who comes
it
in?
is.
And he's just a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
He's the opposite. He's everything about him. He wants power. He wants glory. He wants everybody to think that he's great. One of the greatest scenes for me,
and nobody
is
respects him.
Nobody respects
Nobody
him.
respects
They
him.
respect the sister more
Yeah.
than him.
Yeah.
Which is weird. There's like an incest.
Yes.
He's like all
Him and
incesty
his
with
sister.
his
Yeah.
sister. He's
Yeah.
like weird and gross. And one of the funniest scenes to me is when he shows up and he goes, Dad, am I too late? Did I miss the battle? You know, he's acting like he's like wanted to be in there. He's the biggest coward in the world. And so with all that, of course, you know, he kills his own father because he doesn't want it to get out that he's not going to be the emperor.
Yeah.
Who tries, and he's the one who sends who you know wants him to kill Maximus, sends him to kill his family, and of course he has to fight as a gladiator to try to get back to where he'll be in the position, hopefully to someday kill Commodus. And he gets in the ring with him. He's fighting, which strangely enough, he sees that it's kind of got a political aspect to it, because it's kind of like it's not the power of the emperor, it's the power of the people. The people hold the power, and so he gets to where like everybody thinks like he's more awesome than the emperor.
At one point, the emperor is like, sees him, and it's in the Colosseum.
Yeah,
and
they're like-
everybody the whole crowd is like booing.
yeah.
So he's like, oh wait,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
That was
right
a
now.
huge thing in Roman politics, is winning the crowd. Like, that fucking mattered.
Right.
And he winds up killing him, and like the troops that are out there were like, man, we ain't getting it.
They should go right to murder, and they're like, no, fuck it. And I love how like he dies, and then they carry his body out, and they leave
Yeah.
the fucking Caesar there.
Dude, you bit more than you can chew.
Right.
So.
And like that.
And then the cowardice, though, he has him stabbed before
Yeah. So
he's
the
bleeding
fight,
out.
Yeah.
so he can try to
beat him.
Yeah,
And he still
Yeah.
is.
Crazy.
That
That's
reveal,
a good
though,
movie.
that's a great
though.
movie. So that fucking coward emperor thinks that Maximus is dead. He thinks that the
Yeah.
people killed him.
Right.
Doesn't know that he's now a gladiator fighting in his fucking arena. He wastes all the people, and then the reveal of who it is fucking brilliant, because the emperor personally goes down there to fucking see who he is, turns his back on him. He's like, do not turn your back on me. Like, who are you? And he's like, I'm a father of murdered children,
Yeah.
a husband of a murdered wife. And then he fucking takes the helmet
Yeah.
on, turns around, and the look on his face
Yeah.
is just like,
It's a good scene.
fuck.
And that's the point where he's like, basically sees this guy, and the crowd is like, no, whoa.
Yeah,
And
they're
he's
like, no, he just won.
okay, never mind. Then I'll figure something else out.
Yeah, that's
My bad.
okay.
My bad. Everything's good here.
Don't see them.
that was a good movie. Fuck. All right. So my number one movie action of the 2000s is Serenity. Once again, a sci-fi thriller action. The word action is in there, so fuck you, I'm counting it. Serenity, you'll fall in two camps with this movie. This is, of course, the cinematic follow-up to Firefly, the cult classic television series by Joss Whedon. So you've either never seen Serenity or you love Serenity. It's one or the other. If you've seen it, you love this movie. If you haven't seen it, then you know nothing about it. So if you love the cult show Firefly, then you're one of my people, Browncoats Unite. If not, you should watch this series. Anybody who has talked shit about the series who's never seen it and I've told them to watch it, universally likes it. Either likes it or loves it. There's like no, I didn't like it. It's not for me. The most redneck hillbilly motherfucker I've ever worked with loves this show after I made him watch it. So this is the cinematic follow-up. That show got canceled for reasons that I'm not going to go into because I don't feel like breaking everything in front of me. So this is the big-budget cinematic follow-up to it. It's all the characters that you know and love from Firefly. The movie looks gorgeous. The ship looks gorgeous. Everything you loved about the show is just amplified with the bigger budget. It condenses the story that was going to take place over several seasons, but actually feels like a great closure point for the series. You're actually left with a sense of closure because, you know, the series was ended abruptly in the middle of its first season. So this, you actually walk away from it being like, okay, I'm satisfied. The action is great. This movie, actually, some of the most quotable lines from the entire series is out of this movie. Some of the best action set pieces are in this movie, obviously. And it's just hanging out with characters that you love. This is a movie that I could show it to you cold without having watched any of the series, and you would still think, oh, that's a pretty good movie. But if you have an emotional connection to the series, it's one of the best fucking things you'll ever see. It's something that is utterly, utterly, utterly rewatchable. I fucking named my fucking persona after Captain Malcolm Reynolds. That's how much I love this thing. It is one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the best movies of the 2000s, and something that is definitely worth your time.
Yeah, I used to talk a lot of shit about that
This
show.
is one of the haters.
But yeah, actually, after watching it, the first episode I had to get through, but after that, I just freaking I kind of breezed through it. I mean, I stopped because I was watching some other stuff that we had to kind of do reviews on or whatever. But yeah, I loved it. And so I'm actually excited to watch that movie.
At one point, because he would watch them at my house sometimes, like I was like, how many episodes you got left? He's like, oh, I just have the last one. I was like, why haven't you watched that? You're like, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, why? He's like, because then there'll be no more Firefly. I don't want to live in a world where there's no more Firefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you haven't seen Serenity yet, so I'm actually really excited. I made him wait to watch it with me because I want to watch it with him.
I'll be honest. It took me about 3 starts to get into
And it is-
Firefly, and it was,
yeah.
and I just had. I was not in the mindset when I was having trouble with the space and the Wild West all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I really had to get into a mindset. And once I did, I really enjoyed it. And I like it a lot.
So I'll admit that too. Like the first time I tried to watch it, I got like half an episode in and I couldn't. Like I had to give it another go around. And I'll say if you're 3 episodes in, that's about when you're going to realize I love this. And that's all of a sudden you're going to start realizing how many are left? Fuck. Like, no, I don't want it to end. And the way I'll tell people to approach it is don't think of it as a sci-fi show. It's a Western that happens to take place 500 years in the future. That's how you should approach this show. And know that it is extremely character driven. The characters are what move everything forward. You are going to completely relate and fall in love with each and every one of them. You're going to find yourself in all of them, but you'll find one that you really love. B-Banner, have you seen Firefly at all?
No. As you're speaking, I'm like, where? I was gonna ask, where can I? Is this a streaming service that it has?
So
it,
you
or-
can. It's on Hulu right now.
Okay.
If you have Hulu,
I do.
that is on it. I believe the movie is on Netflix. If not, I have the Blu-rays. I'll totally loan it to you. But yeah, definitely check it out.
I'm going to now.
It's very, very good. I really, anybody who hasn't watched it, I'm curious as to what their opinion is because it does have a certain level of cheese to it. It does have a slightly lower budget in the beginning, but if you'll fall in love with the characters, I think. So that's my number one. T. Crowler, number one.
All right, my number one, and I think I've successfully did. But my goal for this was because there's so many good movies in this.
This was hard.
decade, I was trying to pick movies that not everybody would pick.
Right.
So and so far I've done that. So my number one is Man on Fire.
Good movie.
Denzel.
It's not Iron Man.
I was waiting for Dark Knight. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it, and I was like, nah, I've done it 2 other times. I don't want to do this and have this guy go off. Actually, both of these guys.
I wouldn't even care. I would just ignore you.
Yeah.
I'd say next.
No, you wouldn't. You can't. You can't. It's not
I
true.
wouldn't. I'm
Anyway,
over that.
Man on Fire takes place in Mexico, and you have Denzel Washington, who plays he's a former CIA operative who he basically ends up swearing vengeance on these people who have committed an unspeakable act against the family he's hired to protect. It's specifically a little girl played by Dakota Fanning, and it's just, man, this guy goes. It's one of those things where he's there doing his service as a bodyguard. And
was he a mercenary at that point?
Yes, he's
Yes.
a mercenary, and this is his first bodybuild or body
and he
guard
just,
gig.
At this point, he just doesn't care about
no.
life.
He
just-
tries to commit suicide.
He's
Yeah,
just
he does.
doing
He's
it just
drinking a bunch.
because,
doesn't
doing
care
all
about
that
this little
stuff.
kid.
Right.
Yeah.
and he develops a rapport with.
He does.
with the
Yeah,
girl.
that's the thing. He develops a rapport, and then when she goes missing, that's like it's just all bets are off. He's dead set on trying to find her and anybody that had anything to do with her disappearing. And the stuff that he does to get information from these guys is just freaking crazy. The torture techniques. I mean, everybody remembers the duct taping the guy's hands to a steering wheel and cutting him off with a cigar cutter or whatever it's called. And,
cut his fingers off.
Yeah.
And then
cauterizes them with the
cigarette lighter.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this is
That's a good technique.
So that-
I remember that one.
That's a great movie. I think that it starts slow, but only because it needs to establish the rapport between Denzel and that little girl.
Yeah.
And once that happens, and you see, because Dakota Fanning also was great in that movie, and they're so good together that once shit kicks off, like just like we were talking about in other movies, Banner, kill all the people, kill fucking all the people that had anything
I
to do
love
with
that
it.
movie. That's a good
That's a
movie.
good movie. Yeah, it is.
Yes. And you could tell how serious he was because he had no plans on letting anybody survive.
Right.
Including himself.
He's like,
He
I'm
didn't
going to
care.
torture you. You might think that things are going to go well, but you're going to die.
He let them think they would get away,
Yeah.
and then he would just let them all die.
He's like, you don't understand. I have a shitty life, anyways. I'm kind of an alcoholic and fucked up, anyways.
Yep.
So I mean, I'll kill you
Yep.
and me. all
There's
at the
only
same
one
time.
thing I care about, and
Yeah.
you guys have it.
Yeah.
So
That's a great movie.
the ending was.
Fucking heartbreaking.
It was.
God,
yeah,
it was so hard.
I was like, is he going to kill those guys in the car? Nope.
Yeah.
He's probably dead.
That was fucking rough.
That was rough.
But he got her back though, and that's all that mattered. That's why I can't. Real talk. That's why I can't watch that movie that often, because the end wrecks me every single time. Like I have to mentally be prepared to go on this fucking roller coaster. But all right, great pick, man.
Yep.
All right, be banner number 1.
Damn it!
Damn,
I didn't do it.
Man on Fire.
Nice.
That's okay. I thought I got spoke too soon.
It's
what you
one
get.
of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's
I
so
get it.
good.
I get it.
You know, I feel like Taken's kind of a second-rate Man on Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because it's very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
But Man on Fire is a lot deeper of a movie.
Yeah.
It was way too
Because
big.
of just how troubled he is,
Yeah.
and he's just so screwed up, and it's like you don't even know if he's capable of giving a shit about anybody else or caring, and then like this little girl wins him over. It is a pretty deep.
It is
movie.
because he tries to commit suicide, and that little girl gives him something to live for,
Yeah.
but in turn die for.
Yep.
And fuck, goddamn, that's a good movie. All right, so I got a couple of honorable mentions. Some of them mentioned already. My honorable mentions are Taken, 300, Minority Report, Bad Boys 2, Gone in 60 Seconds, and Equilibrium. Anybody else got any honorables?
Yeah, I have a couple. Equilibrium, Four Brothers,
Ooh.
iRobot,
I like Four Brothers. That's
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
Minority Report. I had a lot of Jet Li movies. I liked a lot of his movies back then, and it always seemed to be with some rapper, DMX or something.
He did do a lot of the rappers, did
He
he?
did one with Aaliyah, like Romeo Must Die. There's War. He did that with Jason Statham.
War was good.
Yeah. So The One, that was just him.
I loved the one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Johnny Pull at the end while he fights all the people. Fuck yeah.
And then of course Fast and Furious, where it's kind of started everything. But yeah, that's it.
Anybody else? Brad, any honorables?
I just had one. It was V for Vendetta.
Fuck yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. I debated on it. Yeah. It's a good one.
That was hard for me because like it's not a superhero per se, but it's
Right.
but it's a comic book movie.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
just like and then like my list was already fucked in terms of like positioning, so I was like I just don't even want to try to think about. But I love that movie. It's also a good graphic novel. Number 2, any honorables?
Iron Man.
I had Push on here, but Push is kind of like a superhero genre.
Yeah, but
Remember
yeah, that is they have
They
powers.
had powers.
so-
So I didn't. Anyway,
Okay, what are we doing now? This or that?
We're doing this.
Or
That.
no? Fuck,
You're
no.
gonna say yeah.
You say yeah.
Say yeah.
I-
go.
You're on it though. You're on it.
Ready? This.
Or
that,
Yeah.
This.
or
that,
Yeah.
This.
or
that.
Yeah.
yeah. We're getting it. By episode 12, we'll nail it. All right,
All right.
my favorite segment.
Captain Mal,
Yo.
what are you going to do when the aliens and or robots take over the planet?
Well, if you didn't know, Weapon 2, I just wanted known that when the aliens, the robots, the crab people, whoever the fuck come, I plan on selling the human race out hard. And like, I'm not even going to have to be in a position where I'm threatened to do it. I'm just going to be like, hey, are you here to wipe out all the people? No? Well, you fucking should. You should.
Perfect. This or that, number one,
Yeah. I'm ready for it.
when the robots and or aliens invade Earth, humans are fighting for their very existence. And Captain Mal becomes a traitor to his species
exactly
in an
what
attempt to
happened.
secure a place for him as one of their informants and puppets. Then we capture Captain Mal for his treachery.
I don't like where this one at all.
Should we imprison him for life,
Took a hard left turn.
kill him swiftly,
I'm going to vote for that, huh?
or torture him to death?
Do I get a say on this? Do I get a say, though, right?
You get to pick one.
Can I not get captured?
No, I just told you what's going to happen. There's 3 options.
Can we go over these again?
You are imprisoned for life,
That's okay.
you are killed swiftly,
Yeah, honorable.
or tortured to death.
Can I fandangle a deal where I tell you the alien and or
No,
robot
no,
weaknesses?
you will be killed swiftly,
Okay.
imprisoned for life, or tortured to death.
I feel like you really got me up against the
Because
wall
you're
here,
a
huh?
traitorous bastard.
I don't think this is going to happen at all. I don't think my robots and or aliens are going to let this happen, but I'm going to go for swift death.
Swift death?
Yeah.
I'm going to imprison you for life because I like you, and I'm just going to hang out and talk every once in a while.
No, you're going to come and be like,
No, I'll come out. I'll shoot shit with you, but you're still going to be in prison.
what are you guys going to do? You're just going to murder me? You know, if you let me out, I could get you a sweet setup with the aliens and or robots, right?
You already played this with the aliens and or robots. So because you're such a treacherous bastard, I'm gonna torture you.
What?
Oh,
Whoa,
wow.
that got dark, huh?
Slowly, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think anybody would choose that.
But
Yeah, that's. I felt like that was pretty. I was confident that was off the table.
Well deserved. Well deserved, T. Crawler.
I mean, I love you, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna torture you in my own special way.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? As soon as we're done this, we
Yeah.
forgot something.
You're gonna torture me in your own special way.
Yeah, it's like yeah, okay. And next.
What are you gonna do? Make out with Naomi Scott in front of me while I'm like chained up? And I'm like, no!
I'll put that on my list.
It's morphin' time.
So hey, Harvey, what are you gonna do before we get to
Well,
be
would it be
better?
better? Okay. Ah, of course he's gonna
there
kill
we go.
me. That's
Swiftly
fair. Thank you.
or tortured.
I never thought I'd thank anybody for that. Thank you.
Okay, be better. What's gonna happen?
If the aliens or robots are still out and about, I'm probably gonna kill swiftly because I don't want to bring any attention to myself by imprisoning them.
Smart
That's
thinking.
smart. That's smart.
Smart thinking.
And I'm not down with the torture.
Thank you.
So one thing
You're a good person.
It depends.
Kinda.
I mean,
That's what I said.
if my family died, just like Gladiator. I'm sorry, you get tortured.
I like Captain Mal. I'm gonna come down and hang out with him.
I don't like this scenario at all.
Anyways, we
fucked up.
forgot to do our internet list. You want to do that at the end after our this or that?
Yeah, sure.
For the things?
I forgot about that.
For the top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the internet consensus.
So number 2, what would you rather? All right. Would you rather move so fast all the time so that time almost stood still for you throughout your entire life, or be a cosmic entity for which time seemed to move so fast that you could watch the entire existence of everything that had ever happened from the birth to the end of a planet's existence in the relative span of watching a movie? You could do this over and over for different planets as long as you live. So you're either going to be so fast that time stands still for you, or you're going to be so, or time's going to seem to go past so fast to you that you can watch the entire existence of a planet.
Oh, it's
It's like that one movie with Scarlett Johansson in it. At the end of it. Let's see.
I mean, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Go.
I think I'm going to do the cosmic entity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be pretty annoying to go so fast that you're not
Timeless.
recognized by anything or anyone. Everything's
It'd be
slow.
like almost everything's frozen to you.
Yeah,
You'd be running around screwing with people all the time, but it's like,
I mean, that would be
nah.
fun.
But for how long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like cosmic entity.
Yeah, I
see
think
that.
cosmic
Yeah.
entity.
Good point,
I
that.
Yeah.
have witnessed events so brief and so quick that could hardly have been said to have happened at all. Fucking Dr. Manhattan me up. Yes. Cosmic entity.
Did you pick one?
Yeah,
too, Rob?
cosmic.
All right. How about you, Harvey?
Harvey.
Yeah, same cosmic.
All right.
Okay.
Ah, same.
Number 3.
Rubble, 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 rubble.
Would you rather?
Back to the pile. Sorry. They
Would
took our drugs.
Oh my God! Would you just shut the fuck up? Would you rather live in a utopia as a normal person, or in a dystopia, but you are the supreme ruler?
Shit.
Vapor locked.
So you can live in the most perfect world where everybody's happy and everything's awesome, but you're just a normal person, or you can live in the opposite type of a world, but you're the supreme leader.
I don't want to be a dictator like that.
I kind of do.
I'm thinking that too, but
But like, I'm just like, okay, I would like how shitty's the rest of the world.
So I guess the thing is, you're either the only happy person on the planet, or everybody's happy.
I'm going to go with normal utopia.
I think I am too.
I'm gonna go the other way. Yeah.
Me too.
Eh.
I want to be happy.
How about you, Harvey?
Utopia.
Okay. All right. Would you rather have Batman protecting the city, or would you rather have Batman protecting the city you live in, or the Punisher?
Fuck.
That's the question. Me, Punisher. So when I put him down, they stay down.
I think sometimes people need to get killed. That's why I say the Punisher.
That's right. Damn it.
Brad, Banner, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Batman.
I'm going Batman. I
mean,
cannot go Batman.
Batman is like somebody you look up to. The Punisher is not somebody you invite to dinner,
That's
it
true.
is.
and Batman is.
I would
You invite Batman to dinner?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'd
I mean, he
handle
probably wouldn't show up at my house.
Why wouldn't he?
Billionaire.
Has to be.
He's bougie.
What an elitist.
No, but okay,
But
so
Punisher, I wouldn't want him hanging around.
Well, let's think practically. With Punisher, there's gonna be a lot of bullets flying around. There's gonna be a lot of shit blowing up. There's gonna probably be a lot more collateral damage. Batman, yes, he's a symbol, and he represents justice, and he strikes fear, but he doesn't kill. And I'm
They
going
keep coming
Batman.
back, and they keep messing with things. They
I
keep messing
mean,
stuff up.
yeah, maybe we should work on Arkham security, huh? But
Probably.
I'm going Batman.
I would invite Punisher over for dinner. I mean, look, in the series, he helps you with your car.
In the series, everybody he encounters gets fucked up or murdered.
Bad people.
No, the bartender he hooks up with in season 2 gets fucking shot.
As long
Her
as
buddy
he's-
gets killed.
Well, as long as he's not fucking you, you're fine. Right?
I mean, he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to.
is.
He's trying to stop killing people.
He's trying to do the right thing by doing the wrong thing.
It's just
in
not
a way.
in him. It's just not in him to stop killing people.
He doesn't have a standard.
gotta
It's
put him
like,
down.
oh, you stepped on a bug, you're dead.
You can't see him.
You know?
That bug was endangered.
Batman, I feel like he.
Batman has a code.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 5. This is the last one of our this and that. If you were a main character in a fictional universe, would you rather be in a sci-fi setting of space travel and aliens, i.e., Star Wars and Star Trek? Would you rather be in a fantasy setting of wizards, elves, hobbits, and orcs, like in Lord of the Rings? Would you rather be a planetary-bound superhero, like in a DC or Marvel universe? Or would you rather be in a post-apocalyptic setting of marauders, lawlessness, zombies, etc., via Mad Max and Zombieland?
Space. I want space and all that kind of stuff. So I've actually thought about this before. So say you're living in the Marvel or DC universe. If you don't have superpowers, that's fucking terrible. Because there's like supervillains running around all the fucking time.
You're going to be a superhero. You're the
Superheroes.
main
I pick
character,
DC
main
universe.
character.
Oh, I'm the main character. I thought I was just a person.
You're the main character in any of these settings.
So
DC universe.
you'd be
DC universe.
Superman. Right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
You could be
Superman.
main character. It's Batman, bro.
So basically, you're gonna be.
Superman or Batman.
Let's put it this way: you're gonna be either Captain Kirk, Han Solo, or Luke Skywalker.
I like this.
Or
Okay.
you're gonna be one of the main characters in Lord of the Rings. Okay. Or
Fucking
you're gonna
Frito?
be one of the. You're gonna be a superhero of your choice,
Frodo.
apparently, in one of the planetary bound
An Italian hobbit.
superheroes. Or you're gonna be one of your main characters in your post-apocalyptic
Mad Max.
I want to be Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I'm definitely doing the planetary
superhero,
superhero.
yeah,
What
Planetary
superhero do you want to be, though?
In the Marvel universe?
And Andy,
I
pick
don't-
your universe. And then
Marvel.
Okay.
Definitely. I don't want to be the upper echelon super. Wolverine. Yeah.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That would be the one I would choose.
You want to pick Thor?
I would. I Wolverine's my favorite
I
character.
know, but I mean,
I could go either way, but geez, that would be my first go-to would be Wolverine.
yeah, I'm totally Batman.
I could also go for the Han Solo shit too, though.
Yeah. I could be Captain Malcolm. Yeah. I am Captain Malcolm fucking Reynolds. Give me my ship, give me my crew, and I'm going to
Yeah.
keep flying. Got a
Okay.
job? I don't care what it is. I'll fucking do it.
How about you, T. Crawler?
Marvel, Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
obvious.
Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
Sci-fi, definitely The Expanse.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go over the list of that we skipped on the internet. The internet's list was number 1, Kill Bill Volume 1. Number 2, Casino Royale.
Really? I had
Kill
that
Bill
one,
was number one?
and as I was thinking, I was like, nah, it's not as good as the other ones.
I think that has like
It's pretty good, but
it's funny. It's like we're not really into it. A lot of people like that's their
Yeah,
thing. Like
yeah,
they are
yeah.
into Bond.
And then number 3 was The Bourne Ultimatum.
All right.
Number 4 was Gladiator. Number 5 was Bourne Identity.
What?
Number 6, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Number 7, Bourne Supremacy.
Really?
Yeah.
2 Bournes in there?
3 Borns. Was that
Number,
3?
there's 3 Bournes.
Fucking 3 Borns.
Wow.
Number 8, Blackhawk Down. Number 9, The Transporter. And number 10 was a tie between Kill Bill Volume 2 and The Minority Report.
Fucking none of my movies are on this.
Gladiator.
Was
Was
Gladiator on it?
Gladiator.
Alright.
Yeah, Gladiator.
Gladiator's on there. It was number
4.
4.
Wow, this is the most different. I feel like universally we've been.
Yeah.
There's
Interesting.
so many to choose from.
I can't really Kill Bill's
So many.
one, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Totally.
And
from
that
what I
was for 2000 to 2009?
thought. Yeah.
2000 to 2009. Yeah.
Excluding superhero movies. So interesting.
No, Man on Fire.
Except for Iron Man.
I know.
Rambo.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Damn,
Yeah.
that's weird. I felt like we're usually pretty on point with what the internet thinks. So
Yeah.
that's okay to be different. Hey, maybe we're broadening people's horizons. That's what we're doing. So. All right, you want to plug the contest or anything like that?
That's right. So we got this contest going on, folks. I mean, I'm gonna get past this the best I can. We have a contest. We're trying to build our subscribership. We appreciate every single person who subscribes and likes to our YouTube channel. What we want you to do is we want you to go to the YouTube posting of this podcast. We want you to comment with your name so we know who the heck we're going to give a prize to. We want you to share. I'm going to post on our Facebook page the contest information again. We want you to share the contest information and our podcast. And when we hit number 200 for our subscriber, we're going to pack another box and we're going to send it to a lucky recipient. It's going to have comic books, a Funko Pop. It's going to have all kinds of other cool stuff.
TWG logo
t-shirts. It's going to be awesome and fantastic. You're going to be excited to receive it. We're going to be excited to give it to you. That's all I have to say about that.
If you're curious about the kind of stuff you're going to get, check out our video we posted on the YouTubes called What's in the Box, where we give the first winner their lucky prizes. So it'll be very similar to that, but different. But I kind of want to end this podcast on an upbeat note and let you guys know that on a personal level, some might consider a nihilist. I tend to lean on the pessimistic scale of things, but I just want to let you know that dreams do indeed come true. This young man over here was just a fan. He was just a fan.
True.
Yeah.
He liked and subscribed.
I'm still a fan.
He's still a fan, arguably our number one fan. But then he became an admin, and now he's sitting at this podcast table,
That can be you too.
reading for the stars.
Come on, people!
All right, anything else?
No.
B Banner, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Did you have fun?
Lots of fun.
Are you going to want to come back?
I had a blast
I was
having you here. This is awesome.
I was waiting till I got in the car and I was gonna say, "Can you guys have me back?"
I dare say I think you'll be a recurring guest, sir. Thank you for
great.
coming.
That'd be
It
excellent.
was a lot of fun. And hey, thank you guys for joining us on this episode of the world's greatest news and reviews. If you've enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe.
Peace.